Welcome everybody, another round of Beer Addiction with Mike. Let's get this party started with Wellington's Country Dark Ale. Same style glass, another English brew. Like I said, general kind of English glassware. Boom! Oh, got a nice darker head already just from that. So let's open this, pour that. Oh, I can smell it already. I can smell the toasty flavors, and I can even smell the dark malt all the way from over here. So, it looks very black on the screen. However, it's not. It's quite dark maroon. Very, very dark red. I don't know if I can see by putting it closer, but you see if you can see that it's definitely, you can see a little bit through it. It's not completely black. It is clear despite its dark color. It seems to have a little bit of a nice, it's holding that kind of creamier looking head. The other ones have a lot more of a really carbonated looking head going on. This one, not too much. It's dissipating very fast, but I can already tell that, it's depending on the malt, which is probably some roasted malt, some chocolate malt was probably in there. Those are on the darker side to give the beer a lot of its color and a lot of its flavor and smells. So I mean pretty much everything. Let's get a nice smell here. Because I can say with confidence now, this is the fourth Wellington. This is the last one. All of them, except the wheat, really abuse the toasted malt. I mean, I'm getting it again, and I've said it over and over. That's what comes through really strongly. So now I know I'm expecting it in the taste, just because I've had the two others, and besides the wheat, of course, and that's what happens. I smell it, it comes through. That's really that, it's so overpowering. I don't get much else. I mean, I still smell a little bit of like that caramel, the caramel hints that I had the last time in the special pale ale. But really it's just the malted barley is just like smack you in the face. Let's see if it smacks my palate on the palate. Okay, well, that's definitely complex might be a little strong, but the most, let's say, complex taste out of all four of them by far. I'm getting a lot of different flavors in there. I'll start from what I tasted last, just because I don't want to forget. I taste the roasted barley. It comes through. That's the flavor that gives it that kind of, that kind of strong coffee, almost burnt taste, and it usually lingers on. It usually lingers. That's why I taste it last. It stays at the back of the throat. The caramel hints are coming through. I really taste the toasted malt. Malted barley, when you get it, I mean, it doesn't come toasted. What happens is before you actually crack the grain, you'll put it in the oven at maybe about 350 degrees for about 10 minutes, and you let it toast. It gets a really nice red color to it, and then when you add it, to your boiling water and steep it like you would a tea, it transfers that color to the water. So that explains where, in part, this dark red color comes from. So there's definitely the toasted malt in there. Let's get a mouthfeel. There's definitely dark malt extract, so the syrup, which you would see from the last video I posted on how to brew a chocolate porter. We use some dark malt extract syrup there.
Liquid malt
definitely
extract.
Taste that. You can very easily tell the difference between the dark malt extract.
No hop in here.
And
basically
the
just
light
more sugar.
Malt extract. That's coming through. I actually think that another thing that they've done here is they've used chocolate malt. Now, there's a lot of confusion surrounding chocolate malt. So let's just, get that out of the way by telling you what it really is. Chocolate malted barley has actually almost nothing to do with chocolate, the delicious dessert treat we all love to consume and indulge ourselves with. In fact, what it basically does is simply give a dark color to the brew. It gives a few cocoa type hints to the beer. It also gives it a few coffee hints, which can explain why some people sometimes taste coffee in a dark brew. So that's what chocolate malt is. It's not actual chocolate. Now you know. So when you hear it, when you hear the term abused, like, this is my, even something like a chocolate stout, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's chocolate in the stout. It's usually completely related to the barley. So watch out for stuff like that. All in all, this is definitely the best Wellingtons by far. There's a lot of complex taste. I'm looking forward to letting it sit for a few minutes. Even 10, 15, 20 minutes, because as it cools down, a lot more of the flavors come through. I'm expecting to taste a lot more of the roasted barley, those burnt flavors. It'll come through with time as it sits. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching another episode of Beer Addiction. Your host, Mike. I'll see you next time for a tasting of the chocolate porter. Ciao.
You might not want to jog on